Do you think, watching Todd Golden in this, obviously you got a title at 39 years
Yeah,
old.
unbelievable, right?
39 years old. I mean, think about that. Youngest coach to win a title since Jimmy Valvano in 85, which is just bananas to me. What does the future hold, do you think, for Todd Golden? Do you think he's at Florida long term? Do you think he's a guy that, he
I don't see why you wouldn't be because of Florida's history, because of the league they play
what
in
about
the
NBA?
SEC.
What about NBA, Rob? Because he's
I mean,
got
that would all be a personal preference.
yeah.
Is that something you want to do? And maybe it is. I don't know him really. I met him for the first time when they won the title.
I
So
just think it's hard. Here's what I think these
how much does
days.
he yell at the guys?
How much what?
How much does he yell at the guys? Like, is he a big yeller?
No, not really. Not really.
Yeah.
So I think
Then
his ego could handle it easy.
I don't even mean by ego. I
Yeah.
just mean like style.
Yeah,
You know,
he's not
when
he's
Hurley
not a
was
guy
talking
that's
about
gonna
going to the
MF him.
league,
Right.
yeah, like for Danny Hurley, you'd say, well, he's got to
He's
change.
not like that.
He can't do
Yeah.
that.
Not even close. Not even close to that. I think he's young. I just don't know how that works, right? It's got to be the right team in the NBA to be able to take on a college
Well,
guy
also,
that
wouldn't you think? Now, granted, if you're hiring a college coach, you're probably saying we're going to give him some time. But if I'm a college coach, I'm watching what's happening with the Phoenix Suns. And maybe I'm more hypersensitive to this because my roommate from college he got fired with Frank Vogel there after 1 year.
yeah.
And then they just did it again with Mike Budenholzer. So like some of the job security in college isn't amazing, but it's better than what the NBA is.
Yeah.
So
Especially when you want a title. You
now,
want a
granted,
title at Florida.
you still get paid as the head coach. So it's like once you sign that, but I just think why leave Florida? You're in the SEC.
Well,
You've got
because
the
of
football
this.
money.
Well, it's just, do you have enough? Do you have it's all going to depend on, Florida right now is not one of
I
those
guess you
schools.
do compete with football in the sense of like
Right.
rev share and
Yes.
resource wise, but they're also putting 90,000 people in the swamp. So like you're generating revenue. I don't know.
But you
The
want that
NBA maybe,
program,
but
you want that football program to be good again. It hasn't been, right?
no,
So
true.
now, if you're Scott Strickland, their AD, yeah, you're going to put resources into basketball for sure. But are you going to put as much in as, say, a Texas Tech, as a Auburn? Like those schools, I
But
counted their
Auburn, wouldn't you argue the same thing? Their football team's not nearly what it was
right.
10
No,
years ago.
agreed. I think they got 10 million though. I think there's somewhere between 15 and 20 schools that this year, and again, it's going to change next year, but this year have 10 million plus to work with NIL. Florida will not be one of them,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I'd be surprised. Could they get there? Yeah, maybe. Now you want a title, you might be able to raise some more money. A Chandler Parsons or somebody like that may give a little bit
How
more.
wild that Chandler could be like the benefactor that just puts Florida
I,
over the
I mean,
top.
he won't, but
He's come a long way from
he's made a lot of
the
money.
2005 Nike Team Florida
Yes.
squad. That's
A
for
lot of
sure.
money. A lot of money.
He
And
has made a lot of
Nick
money.
Calathis has probably made a lot of money overseas.
He
All right.
has not as much as Chandler,
No,
but
no.
Nick has done really well too.
I felt bad when the whole thing ended, Rob, and celebration, and I'm trying to interview, Elijah Martin and some of those guys, and then it hit me when they left the court. It hit me of like Kelvin Sampson.
No, and you know what? I think that it hit me when the buzzer went off
Did
because
it?
you see the euphoria for Florida, but you see just how soul crushing it is for the Houston kids. And I think anybody that's lost in the NCAA tournament knows that feeling. And granted, it's probably magnified when you get to that level because you're playing for the national title, but it's also the realization that your season is over and you're never going to play with some of these guys ever again. And like when you make it that far, it's just the bond that you have with that group. And I think Houston had an incredibly tight knit team. But the thing that I always come back to is it wouldn't feel that good to win if it didn't hurt that bad to lose.
True.
And, for everybody that's had the chance to play in the tournament and experience both sides of that coin, it is a powerful feeling. Like you feel so good when you win a big game in the NCAA tournament and you feel like the world is literally going to end when you lose. And that's not even, don't even come from a place of playing in the national title game. So I get it. But that, yeah, I just, you could see it so clearly. Florida is celebrating like crazy, and they should. And the Houston kids are devastated. That's always kind of hard to watch.
I mean, you felt like the world was ending when you lost last week in pickleball. So
it still does, actually. Luckily, I got to go to the Masters and play Eastlake to make me feel better. Thank God for that. That's all I had.